The reason I brought that up though is because I remember that, you know, again, that being one of the first times we saw each other in person.
Yeah, yeah.
But like you call out to me, you recognize me, and
Of
I'm
course.
like, how do you know who I am?
Yeah, because I
So when
watch.
you-
So like
yeah.
I pay, so here's one of the things that I learned about the industry that was so foul. And my man Shane Satterfield will tell you this. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man Shane. Yeah,
Shane.
he'll tell you this. So coming up in the game, and I'm going back to 2008 now, but coming up in the game, one thing that I learned, and I learned this at my first E3, bro, it was so cliquish. Like if IGN is caught talking to people that worked at GameStop, I mean not GameStop, GameSpot and stuff, all these other things, you get fired over things like that. It was so cliquish and so mean in a lot of ways. And I was like, yo, what's up with here? Because I thought that everybody felt like me. Like when it came to the game industry,
Yeah.
like everybody, we all happy.
Same.
It's games, dog. Like it wasn't like that, B. I wasn't met with
I
that.
think it's more like that now. Everyone's like on everything.
Yeah, well, yeah. Now.
Now, yeah.
But I know back then for sure, like game trailers, like we were definitely gunning for like we're
Gunning.
gonna beat IGN. Like that was
Yep.
always the goal at E3.
Yeah.
you know?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And my thing is, like, see, for me, like, I can still have the competitive nature, but I think it went overboard to the point where it's like, I'm not supposed to like you. Like, okay, like, it's not that deep. Like, you know what I'm saying? So these are some of the things that I noticed in the industry. So I took it upon myself. One thing about me, dog, I don't complain, I create. So the way I look at it is, if I see something that's a problem in the industry, then how can I be the change I want to see to change it? So one of the things that really started to break ground was when I was doing my interviews with developers. Developers would tell me like, yo, I don't get questions like these. Like, for example, one of the questions that I asked Aaron Greenberg, I had this segment called the G moment. And I said, yo, like what was a moment in your life where you felt like you was at your lowest and things couldn't get any worse, but you managed to find strength in that moment that allowed you to be successful today? And Aaron was like, wow, I never got a question like that. You know what I'm saying? But his answer, he was talking about how when he got hit by a car twice.
Wow.
It almost died twice. So because of that, he has a completely different outlook, not just on life, but on what he does at day to day on his job, you know, over at Xbox. So the human side of him came out in that particular situation, but it never would have came out if the question wasn't posed. So what I started doing ever since back in 2008, I started finding more ways to humanize everybody that I speak to, especially in corporations. And when I saw you and I see other people and I try to interview them, I'm like, I try to either ask them certain questions or build real relationships, like real bonds, or offer some help. Yeah, offer some help if I see somebody could utilize something. And that's what was missing, so that's what I wanted to give. So that's why anytime I saw anybody, like, I run up to you like I'm a big fan, even though I'm a star in my own right. But I don't care. Like, I love everybody. God bless y'all. And we're going to figure out a way where we can still compete. But at the end of the day, if you need something, I got you. And that's it. That's the way I look at it, B.
Hell yeah.
Word. I mean that, man. Too many people don't do that enough. They're like, you know how they always talk, like in the hood, they always talk about, like, you know, holding on to the plug. Nobody want to pass the plug or give information and help other people out. So I'm like, I think that's real corny because you really not as good as you think you are. That's why you feel like you need to hide something, because if somebody else get a hold of it, it's going to diminish your light.
Right,
Pay it
right.
forward.
Like, dog, I'm the GOAT already. I ain't got nothing to prove. If my resume against anybody, ain't nobody seeing me. Like, I could, dog, like, for real, if we going to go there. But my thing is, it's not even about that. Like, when it's time to compete, it's time to compete. We get it in, cool. But at the end of the day, this is our industry. Ours. We run this collectively. This is us. And if you don't see it like that, then don't complain about nothing.
Yes.
Because you're a part of the reason why it's bad.